Voila. That way, lifters don't fall.
Ah, there it is.
Is this on?
Well, let's go. What up, y'all? Damn, it's windy out. On this episode of Adventures, we're gonna be moving this brake booster. So the reason why I gotta move this brake booster over is because when I drop in the S50 motor in here, I have to clear the intake manifold. So in order for it to do that, it has to be moved over half an inch towards the driver's side. First things first, 2 brake lines that connect to the brake booster, I gotta remove those. Then after I remove that, I have to remove the power steering reservoir. After I remove that, the fuse box gotta go. The wiring harness gotta go. Everything that's in my way, basically right here, gotta go. After that, we're gonna come inside. I gotta come under here after that, take this off, of course. Then it's gonna be 4 bolts and a spring. Remove those 2, and I should be able to pull the brake booster out. Should. Then after it's out, get some measuring tape, go half an inch over, mark it, and start drilling. Now let's get busy. All right, so I got everything out of the way. Got the fuse box out of the way. Wires out of the way, brake lines, anything connected to it on the outside of the car is out of the way. So I got the kick panel removed. What in the ghetto rigging is this? I like it though. It looked like it was working fine too. Still intact and everything. So, next line of order. It's a clip right here. You remove this clip, this pin slides back. You gotta remove that spring first though. Then the clip, that slides back, bam, the booster's loose. But then you have to remove those 4 bolts right there. 1, 2, 3, 1 in the cut right there, and 4. And it should come out, should.
Finally. All that for this.
All right, so I removed the spring, this clip, this pin, 4 of these bolts, and finally, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So now the booster's out. Now I just gotta get some measuring tape, mark over half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, and drill the 4 holes so it can be moved over. All right, so I got the drilling. Then as I went to go put the brake booster in, I realized that I had to cut this over a little more so it can clear. So I grabbed the angle grinder, start cutting. And as you can see, I got a little too carried away with the angle grinder. Damn. So I gotta get that fabbed up. So I'm just gonna get this welded up, and then I'm just gonna run the 3 bolts and everything should be fine. Everybody I know that does this swap, they only run 3 bolts because this 4th bolt right here, there's no way you can get a bolt to tighten it up. So everybody just run 3 bolts. Haven't any problems, everything should be fine. Another thing, on the brake booster, when you move the brake booster over, it's not gonna match with the pedal, with the brake pedal. So what you need to do is get another cleaver pin. I guess that's what they call it. I think it's called the cleaver pin. I went to the junkyard, I grabbed one off another E30. You get these 2. You weld them together. So that makes up the clearance for the difference of what you just did. So you weld those up and it should line up perfectly with the brake pedal. So the brake booster's in. It's moved over half an inch. So that's enough room to clear the intake manifold. So now when I drop the motor in, put the intake manifold on, everything is clear, won't have no problems. All right, so now that the brake booster's in, I'm gonna tighten up those 3 bolts that I was talking about, put the pedal back on, and check the clearance between the brake pedal and the brake booster and see where I gotta weld that. See that pin? Right here, right there. So I gotta cut that. So that lines up with that. Then that other cleaver pin I was telling you about, I get that. I cut this side too. So you see that's gonna be like that. Once it's welded, you put that through there, it'll line up perfect. The brake booster is done. I just gotta get the cleaver pin fabricated so everything down here will be fine. I'm gonna go under, and that drive shaft's gotta come out. Because when I put the ZF in, I'm gonna use the ZF drive shaft. So that's gotta come out anyway. Is that my boy, Tony? What's up, Tone? I see you're here practicing social distancing. Hold up, man. 6 feet, homie. 6 feet. Right there. All right, what you got for me, Tone?
I got your motor, buddy.
All right, hold up. Let me see where it's at. Hold up. Hold up. Oh! S50. He got the S50. All right, let's get this thing unloaded. Finally, the S50 BMW motor out of the Knuckle Busters M3.
Enjoy it.
It's hella dirty, but since I'm in a cleaning mood, figure I'll clean it up. Let's get to cleaning. Check it out. Your boy got skills. So now I got a clean surface to work on. I'm gonna take the head off and get everything prepped for the machine shop. All right, so I set the engine at top dead center. Then I went to proceed to take the vanos off. Took off the front bolt covers, took all that off, loosened these up. Now I gotta remove the rest of these bolts, and this whole timing thing should just come off right here. I got the timing chain right here. I got that off and I got that marked. Now, I just gotta take off the head bolts. So it's gonna be 14 head bolts all through the head. And then it's 2 right here. Don't forget about those 2. So the street lights is on. Normally I'd be like, that's it, I'm done for the day. But I got the lights out today. We're gonna finish this up. I gotta get this head off. Next is the headers, and I still got 2 bolts that just hold on the head. So once I remove those 2 bolts, I'm gonna get some help and pull the head off, and there it is. So the head's off, get this cleaned up. Not bad though. Got the head over here, get this prepped for the machine shop. So I gotta take the cams off next. Y'all, so it's another day, and today we're getting the head ready for the machine shop. I need to take off the cams, and I gotta take off the lifters. Let's get it. All right, so when we're removing the cams, first thing you wanna do is make sure these 2 lobes are touching down on the lifter. None of the other lobes are touching down on none of the lifters. Because first thing we're gonna do is remove all these other bolts except for these 2. These 2 are the last 2 bolts. We're gonna back them out slowly. All that down right there. Bam, those 2 are touching. Those aren't, those aren't, those aren't, those aren't, those aren't, but those are. So now you get a helper, you have the helper. Hold the cam in place like this so it doesn't go anywhere while you back the bolts out. All right, so it got a little dark out, so I brought the light out. Got the cams out. Peep game, peep game, peep game. Those are the cams. Now, I just need to get the lifters out. So there's a trick to getting the lifters out. Magnets, and this little ream right here.
There you go. Voila. That way, lifters don't fall.
Got the cams out, got the lifters out, lifter trays out. Now the head's ready to go to the machine shop. So that's it, y'all. We got her ready. We're gonna send her. There it is. In the morning, she's on her way. Peace. Now the motor that I'm putting in here is out of the Knuckle Busters M3. When I first started working at Hoonigan, I asked about it. Scotto gave me a deal. I bought the motor, but I'm not just gonna put it in here yet. I never had a turbo car before. So my plan is to sprinkle a head gasket on there, sprinkle a little boost, and get loose. Turbo E30.